my father died of pancreas cancer in a really short space of time, but I'd already commenced as an oncologist by that stage, and the best I could do for Dad at that point was to make sure he didn't have any suffering. But in terms of whether there was a personal experience that motivated me to become an oncologist, it was in that first term as an intern. I was about 24, and there was a 27-year-old, and their mother was dying of cancer, and I had to break the news to them, and just the feeling of hopelessness was something I just found difficult, and that there had to be something better, and so that's why I was drawn to oncology. So I started to get into clinical research out of, I guess, the need to try to do better with the patient that's in front of me. Often we're faced with roadblocks as we treat patients along their journey, and the immediate question that comes to mind is, how can I do better in this circumstance? So that's often the basis of a question for a clinical trial. A phase 1 trial is usually a trial of a new treatment that is the first time it's being investigated in humans, or it's the first time it's being investigated in this way in this particular population. So most often in a phase 1 trial, it's not designed to see if the drug will work. It's designed to see if the drug is safe, and if we can work out what the right dose is to then take it to a phase 2 trial where we're trying to explore whether it might work in a particular disease. And then if we get past the phase 2 setting, we go to phase 3 where we try to prove that it's better than what we did before, and that's when we can change practice. So it's phase 1 to 2 to 3. A lot of the cancer agencies, the cancer councils, provide an information booklet on clinical trials. Most of the major teaching hospitals and academic centres, whether private or public, will also have access to that information, and many of them conduct clinical trials. In my institution, I use clinical trials as an opportunity to offer patients new treatment or the same treatment but in a more controlled environment. It's a widely held belief that clinical trials deliver better care, largely because of the scrutiny that we provide over the patient's journey on the trial. There's often a dedicated nurse attached to the patient, and even the patients just getting standard therapy seem to do better than they would have otherwise done had they not been there. So we are strong advocates for clinical trials as a way of improving care.